Gisteren tijdens het tweedaagse onderwijscongres 2026 heeft de minister van Onderwijs, de heer Dirk Curry, aangegeven dat het een eer en een verantwoordelijkheid is om te spreken op dit belangrijke congres over Investing Today, Transforming Tomorrow. Hij benadrukte dat wanneer wij spreken over transformatie, wij in de eerste plaats spreken over mensen. En dat bij investeringen altijd het menselijke kapitaal centraal moet staan.
Wie moet city kondre boom? Dat komt voor in ons volkslied. It is both an honor and a responsibility to stand before you today at this important Congress on Investing Today, Transforming Tomorrow. Because when we speak about transformation, we are ultimately speaking about people. And when we speak about investing, we must begin with the most valuable asset any nation possesses. It's human capital. The future of Suriname will not be determined solely by our natural resources, but by how well we develop, empower, and guide our people. If we are serious about transforming tomorrow, then we must invest boldly and strategically in education today. Education is not an expense. It is the most powerful investment we can make. It is the engine that drives innovation, productivity, social cohesion, and sustainable development. But investment in education is not just about buildings and technology. It's about people. Our children, our youth, and our educators. It's about creating an ecosystem where talent is discovered, nurtured, and given the opportunity to flourish. Our policy is clear. No one must be left behind. This means inclusion in its fullest sense. Students with different abilities, those from vulnerable backgrounds, and those living in underserved communities must all have equal access to quality education. Accessibility is not a privilege, it's a right. At the same time, education cannot exist in isolation. We must ensure a strong and continuous alignment between education and the needs of the business community. The world of work is evolving rapidly, and our education system must evolve with it. This is especially critical as Suriname enters a new phase of economic development, driven in part by opportunities in the oil and gas sector. We must prepare our workforce to participate meaningfully in this sector, ensuring local content, local expertise, and local value creation. But let us be clear, oil and gas cannot be our only horizon. We must broaden the base of our economy by actively stimulating entrepreneurship in sustainable sectors, such as agriculture, tourism, ICTs, and the creative industries. These sectors will define our long-term resilience and prosperity. And here, education plays a pivotal role, not only in preparing employees, but in shaping entrepreneurs, innovators, and problem solvers. Ladies and gentlemen, when we speak about education, let us never forget our environment. Since we need to be taking care of the world by keeping our pristine forests intact so we provide clean air through the lungs of our beautiful rainforest. In preparing our young people for the future, we must go beyond traditional focus on academic knowledge. We are often called, what is often called soft skills, I prefer to call human skills, because they define how we relate, how we lead, and how we contribute to society. Skills such as emotional intelligence, also mentioned by my colleague, communication, resilience, empathy, and ethical judgment are no longer optional, they are essential. Equally important is the recognition that mental health must be taken seriously within our educational system. A student who is not mentally and emotionally supported cannot fully learn, grow, or thrive. We must therefore build an education system that not only transfers theoretical and practical knowledge, but also builds character, grounded in values, responsibility, and an ethical compass. And at the heart of this transformation are our teachers. Teachers are not just transmitters of knowledge. They are mentors, coaches, and role models. They are the architects of our future. If we expect excellence in education, we must invest in our teachers. This means prioritizing their professional development, equipping them with the skills to be 21st century educators, and yes, ensuring that their compensation reflects the value they bring to society. A nation that undervalues its teachers undermines its own future. Our responsibility as a government and as a society is not to decide the future for our young people, but to equip them so they can decide their own future. We must create pathways that allow every individual to discover their strengths, pursue their passions, and contribute meaningfully to society. This includes strengthening technical and vocational education, expanding opportunities in higher education, and supporting innovation and creativity. We must also recognize that in today's world, learning does not stop at graduation. Lifelong learning is no longer a choice, it is a necessity. The pace of change demands that we continuously update our knowledge and skills. Our education system must therefore support learning at every stage of life. When we speak about education, let us make sure that we put a good legal framework in place that supports all we agree upon when we are shaping our educational system to support our future. Therefore, it is important that all stakeholders must be involved in this process of change, and we need to take time as a society to commit to what is a good foundational educational system to be assured of a prosperous future for our beloved country, Suriname. As you all know, this is just the start. These 2 days are the start where we invited a lot of international speakers so they can share with us what the process that they went through and what they chose as their educational system. For us, it's to learn from all the speakers. And at the end of May, we'll have, from 28th to the 30th of May, we have a local Congress whereby we'll all invite all stakeholders again, and we will have the results of the meeting of these 2 days as input for that conference. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, transforming tomorrow requires action today. It requires investment, financial, institutional, and human. It requires collaboration between government, the private sector, educators, and communities, and of course the whole civil society. and it requires a shared vision of the kind of a society we want to build. A society that is inclusive, a society that is innovative, a society that is resilient and ethical, a society where every individual has the opportunity to succeed. Let us commit together to investing in our people, because when we invest in people, we invest in our future. And that is the transformation that truly matters.